is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son. For 40 days and for 40 nights I was on his side, but who can stand when he's in demand? Her schemes and plans. Go dance on the floor in round. So take my strong advice. Remember to always think twice. Don't think twice. She told my baby there's the three. She looked at me, then showed a photo. Baby cried, his eyes were like mine. Go and dance on the floor in the round, baby. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. But she came and stood right by me. Because I smell the sweet perfume. I guess it happened soon. She called me to her room. The pretty jeans, not my love. She's just a girl. Claims that I am the one. But the kid is not my son. Little jeans, my love. She's just a girl that I not my son. No, she said I am the one.
Nama sigla.
butas na lang. Forman? Kasal, ano? Kasal.
Morning light and the day had just begun. She opened up morning. It's not a day for people watching time. Just lying on the beach and having fun. She's going to get you. All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow, boy. All that she wants is another baby. Yeah. All that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow. All that she wants is So if you are inside of the day, it's right. She's a you're the fog. A gentle voice that loves you. Won't talk
Wapi, yang aku buat lagi ini, makan na ako eh. Plastic ka pinagdala ko dito. Ika lang mag-share, ako na yan kayo. Mag-stop sharing na ako. At share ka kita point dito. Kasi ano na yayapin, kulang na yung oras. Sana, wala pa naka-7. Hindi kaya po lang, no? Hindi kaya ikin. Yan mo niya buwan tawad na kanina.
In some minutes will be starting. Request everyone to please mute their microphone so we can have a smooth opening program and the rest of the webinar.
Dito, ito. Ano ka magsulat, Kine? Kasi instruction, ating platform tayo. Akakit na kayo ni buong rito na. Sana ko mag-ano. Okay.
Oh, isa ngayon eh.
Ano ba? So, yatin kayong trayebon. May isang yung nagkakapanila nila ng mga pasong may trayebon.
Aling mo yung babuya, ganyan kayo. Ano yan?
Yung magsalita, sabi yun
Hindi mo
niya.
sumabi eh.
Mga pinalibod sabi, may kakapani yung laptop. Kaya pinag-problema ng laptop yan, hindi kakapani ko. Sa tao niya, kaya basa ng blower eh. Paano natin trayebon?
Na, pwede nga sin dyan. Oda.
Kasi malwasa kami kakapali na dami.
Oo, matali na yung
Makapali kapali. Alas nimiyangi na nila.
Pwede na. Oda.
Wala saksang mo yung pagkakan ba?
Ano, yan may isa nakaligtaan ko.
Oh, ang gaya mo.
Pabalo namin. Oo na din, makalto itang tarpon. Thank you.
Aside from the Zoom webinar broadcast, we are also going to stream live on our Facebook group. We will provide you the link as soon as it is available. microphones are on, please mute your microphones so we can have an organized opening program as well as all throughout the webinar broadcasts. Aside from this Zoom broadcast, we'll be streaming live also on our Facebook group. We will provide you the link as soon as it is available.
I-off mo nga.
In her eyes, she's going to get ya all that she wants.
It's already 10 minutes before the hour of 9. We're supposed to start at 8:30, but we needed to adjust a bit so we can fix our technical issues. But we're happy to note that everything is going smooth, at least right now. And we got word from our chief that we shall now proceed with our opening program. And we welcome you to our regional online orientation on learning delivery modalities course. This is LDM2 for instructional coaches, LDM for teachers and school leaders gearing up for Sulong Edukalidad. And it's a holiday, and it's Tinoy Aquino commemoration of his martyrdom. And we're happy that you're joining us here via Zoom. And all supervisors, assistant superintendents, all 500 plus participants are expected. Supposedly, we shall have this with a 2 sessions, one in the morning and in the afternoon. But we thank Zoom that we've been provided which with a much bigger audience, participants to be accommodated in a single webinar. So we shall now proceed with the preliminaries, the singing of the national anthem, the Region 3 hymn, as well as the prayer and the messages of our Assistant Regional Director and, of course, our Regional Director, Dr. Nicolas T. Capulo.
DepEd Region 3, ang ningning ng tagumpay mo'y di magmamaliw. DepEd Region 3, ang laurel ng kagalingan ay sulong mo. DepEd Region 3, ika'y maog at sandigan ng karunungan, ika'y patnubay sa mitatanglaw sa pag-ani ng tagumpay. Parangalan natin, ipagpuli natin ang DepEd Region 3. DepEd Region 3, ang ningning ng tagumpay mo'y ay di magmamaliw. DepEd Region 3, ang laurel ng kagalingan ay sulong mo. DepEd Region 3, ika'y buog at sandigan ng karunungan, ika'y patnubay sa amin at anglaw sa pag-ani ng tagumpay. Parangalan natin, ipagpunyin natin ang DepEd Region 3. Parangalan natin, ipagpunyin natin ang DepEd Region 3.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day. As we conduct this regional online orientation, learn the delivery of for instructional leaders under the basic education learning continuity. Another opportunity for us to collaborate as connected region. Let's work toward participants. First is organizers order for them and the listening and for them to intercom and activity program area. We also ask our leadership to create a strong as we know that we will be building districts given the present situation. Virtual graduates are the only platforms that we will be using our I ask the Lord will
Our ARD, Sir Ronelo Fermo, will give the welcome remarks in behalf of our Regional Director.
Maraming salamat, Arnel. To our DepEd Regional Director of DepEd Region 3, Director Nicolas Capulong, sa ating Chief ng Human Resource Development Division, Dr. William Bacani, and to all the staff of the Human Resource Development Division of the Regional Office, to all the Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, the Chief of the Curriculum Implementation Division, the Chief of the SJOD, to the SEPs for the HR, to our Division Education Program Supervisors, to our Public Schools District Supervisors, guests, good morning. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. With the rapid adoption of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan approved by the COVID-19 Interagency Task Force, the National Educators Academy of the Philippines has implemented training activities for teachers and school leaders in relation to the capacity building component of the BELCP. These training activities, as well as other related activities, aim to improve the readiness of teachers and school leaders for the implementation and management of learning delivery modalities consistent with policies and COVID response framework adopted by the government, and to provide guidance to the field officials in making informed decisions related to the implementation of the different learning delivery modalities appropriate to their context. The LDM courses are critical intervention at this point when the Philippine educational system is highly motivated to continue to provide quality education to all learners across the country, while at the same being mindful that the health, safety, and well-being of everyone is primordial. Amidst the demand to shift from all too familiar face-to-face delivery modality to other learning delivery modalities that have to be done remotely, the Department of Education is determined to provide the seamless transition by ensuring that our teachers are trained to implement these new learning delivery modalities. The LDM courses will have two streams, the management stream and the instructional stream. The management stream is intended for division and school leaders who are expected to lead the implementation and to manage the processes that ensure access of learners to quality education. On the other hand, the instructional stream, which we are doing now, aims to equip the teachers with the general principles of teaching and learning delivery in the new modalities. Included in the stream is the training of instructional leaders, namely the division and district supervisors, who will provide the technical assistance and coaching to teachers who will undertake the training. So before I will end my welcome remarks, please allow me to say my warm thank you to all of you. Alam na po ito ni Sir William Bacani and to the assistant superintendents. Naka-receive po ako ng order from the central office for our reassignment. Baka kalain nyo na baka isipin ninyo that I was transferred because I have done something. Hindi po, mayroon po tayong isang colleague who is from Region 3 na currently assigned in Region 2 who requested for an immediate transfer to Region 3 dahil po mayroong problema sa pamilya. So she wants to be with her family in this time of in this kind of situation. Kaya when Yusek Rebsi called me up 3 weeks ago and informed me about the plan of the Assistant Superintendent of Region 2 to transfer to Region 3, I did not hesitate to accept the offer. I have to make the ultimate sacrifice in the name of service, in the name of public service, and for humanitarian consideration. So starting September 1 po, ay lilipat na po ako ng Region 5, and you will have your new assistant regional director in the person of Dr. Roda Rason, a former Schools Division Superintendent of Region 3. So sa ngalan po ng aking pamilya, ako'y taos-pusong nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat. Although hindi ko pa kayo nakita lahat in my almost 1 year stay in Region 3, but I could say that despite it was too short, but it was productive. Marami tayong tulong sa ating regional director, especially in coming up with our BLCP for school year 2020-2021. So sa ngalan po ng aking pamilya, ako'y taos-puso nagpapasalamat sa inyo sa inyong mainit na pagtanggap sa akin when I was assigned last September 2019.
Holiday.
So maraming salamat po sa inyo. So for and behalf of our regional director, I would like to welcome you all to the Regional Online Orientation on Learning Delivery Modalities Course 2, LDM2 for Instructional Coaches. Once again, good morning and mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you, Sir Ronel Firmo, our Assistant Regional Director. We wish him well in his new assignment. We will now proceed with the House rules, but before we do so, again, we request everyone to please mute your microphone unless you are asked to speak. And that would come later, of course, during the open forum, or if you have an assignment, a slot in this webinar. We shall now proceed with our house rules, and it's flashed there on your screen. We've had several webinars already, but this is just a review. Again, for our first house rule, we should use the chat pane to type in your name, designation, office for your attendance, and prior to the sessions. And I believe many of you have already done that. And as of last count, we already have some 470 participants. Furthermore, avoid writing notes, messages at the chat pane as the session started, for it will be used for the activities to write your answers to the given questions of the online training orientation. Again, we request everyone who still has their microphone not muted, please mute your microphone. The admin cannot really attend to that given to the enormous number of participants. We are expected to have 500 participants, and we cannot look into your specific microphones. All right, so for our number two, avoid multitasking and engaging into separate virtual meetings while this session is ongoing. And we're happy to say that since this is a holiday, perhaps there are no other webinars ongoing or scheduled. So we expect that you are focused to attend to this session. Again, for our number three, we emphasize this. Please mute your microphones and turn off your video camera upon joining. Turn it on when pressed. And for the fourth one, there should only be one device plugged in to avoid feedback. And for our number five, while there are other people talking, as you may have been hearing since our start, if you have slow internet connection, turn your video camera off and prioritize your microphone for audio. So, dapat po priority yung mic. Okay? For our sixth house rule, please use the raise hand feature to be recognized, or if you want to ask questions, lower your hand if you have been acknowledged. For our, like I am now acknowledging a certain Sir Jerry for talking. And for number seven, please mute your microphones. For number seven, you can use the chat pane to type your questions, other concerns for the moderator to see. So for today, I am your moderator, so I will be the one tasked to read your questions and other concerns later. Out of courtesy, please do not take control of the slides if you are not the presenter. We have the technical people, our admin, assigned for this purpose. For number nine, there will be certain limitations in viewing the slides to be presented, but they will be automatically shared in the files tab of this channel for you to download after the meeting. So you'll be provided all the slides and materials that you will need. And as a reminder, a general reminder, we are all following the principle of the Data Privacy Act of 2012 in this meeting. As mentioned earlier, apart from this Zoom broadcast webinar, we are also streaming live on our Facebook group. It's, I think, available and have already been sent in your respective uh, messengers. And this is courtesy of our FTAD chief, Sir Wendell, I believe. And please share it only with our participants for today, because we do not want to preempt your division-led webinars later. So that will be all for our house rules. We shall now proceed to the next part of the program, which is the introduction of participants. And yesterday, you've been sent the instruction on how are we going to do this. And since we do not have really the luxury of time, we shall have this by cluster division. And the instruction was for you to translate the famous quotation of our contemporary hero, national hero, Senator Aquino. And that is the Filipino is worth dying for in your own language. And that will be your greeting for this webinar. So we'll do this by cluster division. Okay. So is everyone ready? And some of you have been ready ever since because you keep on talking and your phones are not muted. May we respectfully request everyone who's not yet really assigned to speak as of the moment to please mute your microphones. I know you are not aware, just like the rest of us, sometimes you are not aware that our microphones are still on even if it's not yet our turn. Okay? So we shall have our greetings in this order. Okay? Nueva Ecija, Aurora, Bataan, Zambales, Tarlac, Bulacan, and Pampanga. Okay? And we shall begin with the Nueva Ecija division and city clusters, division, province and city divisions of the Nueva Ecija cluster. May we hear from you? Alam ko po, nag-practice na kayo since yesterday. Ito na yung pagkakataon nyo na marinig ng lahat yung lengguwahe nyo at yung translation nyo nung ating inassign na quotation ni Ninoy Aquino. Nueva Ecija, sobrang muted naman po yata ang lahat.
Good morning.
So, yan po. Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name and your group.
SDO Nueva Ecija, please unmute your microphones and let us sing this. Lahat po tayo magsabay-sabay, mga taga Nueva Ecija. Mag-lead. Kung wala pa po, kantahin po natin ito. Hoy, Pinoy ako, may agimat ang buko ko. Lahat po tayo. Nueva Ecija, mag-unmute na po kayo.
1, 2, 3.
Hoy,
Pinoy ako, may agimat ang buko ko.
Magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga po. Morning, everyone.
Magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga po.
Si Pansas Dea ng mga taga Nueva Ecija with their Pinoy ako rendition. Again, you were given word that you can do it in several ways creatively. We shall now listen from the Aurora division. Nueva Ecija, paki-mute na po yung inyong mga microphones. It's the turn now of Aurora.
Nasaan na po kaya mga taga-Aurora?
Good morning po from Aurora.
Good morning po.
Hindi kayo makapasok. Good morning po.
Yan, Ma'am Esme.
Good morning po.
Okay, balik na lang.
Yes po, good morning. Good morning.
Start na po tayo, ma'am.
Yes po.
Okay po. Start na po tayo. 1, 2, 3, go po. Ninoy Bayani.
Ninoy Bayani.
Ninoy
Buhay para sa
mga Pilipino.
Gandang umaga
Ito
po.
po ang sasabihin.
ang buhay.
SIM card. Ay, ulitin po ba, sir? Ulitin po ba?
Okay na po ba? Okay na po yun. Talaga namang yun na po yung final practice ng Aurora.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Arnel.
Excuse po kayo kasi kayo po ang pinakamalayo. Right? Kahit dito sa webinar.
Thank you po.
Salamat po, Aurora. Turn na naman po ng Bataan. Let's listen. Siyempre yung Bataan, siya yung province ng ating mga bayani. Okay?
Recommendation of that, which I repeat, to be submitted last August 8. Thus, we will now implement such a decision to defer school opening.
Mukhang si Secretary po yung naririnig natin sa Bataan unless inadapt na nila si Secretary as one of their own participants in this webinar, no po. So again, paki-mute po yung ating mga devices para po malinaw na marinig natin. Sama-sama natin pakinggan ang Bataan Cluster Divisions.
Okay, good morning po.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning po.
Sir,
magandang buhay po.
Okay po, good morning. From Bataan po, Bataan Bayani at Banal. Sabay-sabay po nating awitin yung ating Bataan Bayani at Banal composed by Bishop Siliegas and Ryan Cayabyab. Okay, ready po? Bataan, ready? Sing. Bataan,
Pinigilang minamahal, tinawag maging banal ng Panginoon sa'yo ika'y humirang silang minamahal, tinawag maging banal ng Panginoon sa'yo humirang.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Thank you po, thank you.
May first, second, at third voices pa. Alright?
Voices.
Pero maganda po. Siguro sa ano lang, sa reception lang. Sa Zambales naman po tayo dadako.
Good morning, everyone. Naimbag na bigat kada kayo amin.
Good morning, wow.
Good morning.
Sir Oti, Sir Don, take it away.
All right. For Zambales, let's do it. Zambales, ready? 1, 2, 3, go!
Sulong Sambales!
Sulong Sambales!
All right. Ang magaling sa Zambales galing.
Magaling. Ang magaling sa Zambales galing.
Happy morning, DepEd Region 3.
Okay, salamat po, Zambales.
Happy morning.
Zambales galing. Pumunta naman po tayo sa Tarlac.
Basa ng mga...
All the rest of
Ayan po. Thank you so much.
yun na po ba yung Tarlac?
Angeles po yun, sir. Angeles. Ay, Zambales po. Zambales po si Sir Pete.
Zambales. Okay. Tarlac na po tayo, yung home province po ni Senator Aquino ito, no? Dapat talagang sila ang isa sa mamamayagpag dito sa ating activity. Pakinggan natin ang Tarlac Cluster Divisions.
Wala po sa Tarlac Province and Division of Tarlac City. 1, 2, 3, go!
Pilipino sa mundo, mapayapang ang pagbabago.
Katotohanan
ang iniliti at inaangan.
Hangad ko'y tagumpay na lahat.
Tarlac Cluster.
Okay, salamat po,
Tarlac
Tarlac.
City.
Bundok
Tarlac
ng,
City.
Pilipino.
Good morning
Mundo.
po.
Definitely, si Ninoy ay handog ng Tarlac sa mga Pilipino at sa mundo. Pumunta naman po tayo ngayon sa isang cluster division na marami rin po tayong mga bayani, ang Bulacan Cluster.
Hello! Isang mapagpalang umaga po sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Bernadette Robles. Dahil Agosto po ngayon, hayaan niyong bigkasin po ang aking pananalita sa Tagalog. Isang karangalan po at lubusang aking kagalakan, ipakilala sa inyo ang bumubuo ng Bulacan Cluster sa lunduan ng mga manunula at bantog ng mga awit. Kasama po namin dito ang mga namumuno sa San Jose del Monte, may Kawayan City,
Hindi ako narinig.
City of Malolos at Bulacan. Tayo po ay pamumunuan ng PSTS ng Bulacan na hindi lamang po magaling tumawit, kundi makisig pa. Andito po si Ginoong William Ortega.
Isa pong mapagpalaya at maligayang umaga sa kanilang lahat. Para po sa matulaing lalawigan ng Bulacan. Ikadalawamput isa ng buwan ng Agosto, 1973, dumalak ang dugo mula sa kanyang habang bababa sa sinasakyang eroplano, isang tulog na bang nagbalugtog sa kanya doon sa simento. Kantahin po natin ang Di Ka Nag-iisa ni Freddy Aguilar.
Sana po ay ligtas ang lahat sa panahon ng pandemya.
Kantahin po natin. Kung siya sa bayan niya, kalalamang may pag-asa.
Hindi po ako ang unang speaker. Nagkaroon po yata ng problema yung ating unang speaker sa kanyang connection. Okay po bang audio ko? Ano din ba?
Again, we thank
Ayan, may mga
Bulacan and we
mainam po yung may
request
tumugon kasi mamaya po kailangan po
topic
ng
right
mga
now
katutunan sa ating
your
mga
microphone.
participants.
Marami po
nating channel.
Na mga radio na maraming channel. At
Ako naman, magkamali po.
pumasok kayo
Baka maka-white sa man.
ibang AM, FM, SW station sa atin. Pag-mute po.
Ang Pilipino sa Piling Larang ay ituturo po
Lito Castro,
sa ikalawang semestre na Baitang Labinsa. Yung
sa
iba
Pilipino
po
yung
ay
regular
sa
data eh.
pagkakaalam ko sa Baitang 12 po
Kasi
sila
magaling
ito.
LDM po, makipagsalita.
Pero kanina po, nasa ngayon po namin tayo ng kahit kaalaman
Kaka-frequency po tayo na iba.
Pilipino sa Piling Larang. Sana po
Mas
kahit
technical,
ay
kung may capacity tayo na pwedeng
sa ngayon na masyado komplikado
like
ang
amin.
paraan ng ating
Ay, mag-Manila. Ano rin ba?
So, iba yung
Ay, politik na pa rin.
Sabay-sabay po tayo na nagsasalita. We shall now proceed para makapaghanda po sila ang last but not least, ang cluster divisions of Pampanga.
Hello po, good morning po. Good morning SDO Pampanga po. All Kapampangan po, please unmute yung microphone po natin. Paki-unmute po, microphone ng mga Kapampangan.
po.
Payabak po.
Hayap-hayabak po, SDO.
Hayap-hayabak.
Morning. Okay po.
No friend.
Morning po.
Okay, Kapampangan po. Ready? The count of 3. 1, 2,
Yes, Maya Payabak po.
Hello po.
Pampanga. Pampangan sa lening Lebuan. Pampangan sa dating katiluan. In Filipino, mayap mali, basta kayapan.
Okay, Kapampangan ready at the count of 3. Luit ka. Sige.
Narinay, sir.
Luit ka.
SDO Pampanga.
SDO San Fernando. SDO Mabalacan.
City. Interpretasyon tungkol sa larawan na inyong nakita.
Ayabak po from SDO Pampanga.
Ano po bang
Maya
interpretasyon
pa
sa
bakit
larawan
po?
na nakita sa ngayon?
Karing kakatabong kapatad.
Di po? Pwede pong magsalita? Sige po.
Okay.
Okay po.
So, pwede
Ako
pong
po si
paki-turn
Paula
off.
Jean Sebilio mula sa Northville 15 Integrated School, Angelo City po. Base po sa aking nakikita sa larawan.
May nag-attend po yata ng seminar na
Ani mo yung nag-perform po ng mga isang pilot.
it's a good thing anyway.
Sa Angeles City, boss.
Alright, so paki-off po muna, paki-mute yung ating mga microphones. Yung pong hindi mga participants, yung pong mga naka-on ang microphones and attending to another seminar, I think. Okay? So, it's a good thing anyway na nangyayari po ito while the preliminaries at okay, so we shall now proceed para po mamaya sa ating webinar proper ay wala na po yung ibang distractions. We shall now proceed to the next part of the activity of this webinar. Parang nasa Tower of Babel tayo kanina. Okay. Our next slide tells us to give a sort of an analogy of a vehicle that will describe your expectations in this activity and why. Short ano lang po, short description, and you can share your answer in the comment section or chat box. So meron po tayong iba-ibang mga vehicles dyan. Meron po tayong ship, airplane, bicycle, meron po tayong bus, at yung isa ay yung ating tren, at meron din po tayong kotse. Okay? So car. So what vehicle will describe your expectations in this activity and why? Okay, from Noemi, Sagkal, airplane, fast risky, but with the sure destination. Mopel, airplane din, marami yung airplane. Bullet train, kay Cecilia's Guzman's going to be fast. Airplane, so I can go everywhere, everything. Ignacia, from Sir Anthony, a bus is a symbol of public transport and therefore an attempt to fit in with the crowd. Ganda naman ng kanyang description. Sir Manolito Basil, airplane to soar high together. Okay. Medyo mabilis lang yung makikita naman natin dyan, no? Bicycle, adapting to change, Lilia Rosette. And from Sir Sapaw, teachers will not be stressed. Bicycle, Sir Jason, a ship for smooth sailing of LDM. Okay? And Arcely, a bus to ayan, boat kay Marie of BSD, Sir Guillermo, bike slowly but surely, and Emily, ship of challenges. All right. So I think that will be it for our check-in. Thank you for sharing, and we can anyway read this in our chat pane for the rest of us to see kung ano po yung inyong mga vehicles na ginawang analogy as your expectations for this activity. We shall now proceed to the next part, and again, we thank you for muting your microphones, and at least silent na po tayo, at kanina ay part of the experience lang yun. All right? So our activity objective is at the end of this activity, you will have a better understanding of what the learning delivery modality or LDM2 course for instructional coaches is all about, and the vital role you play as instructional coaches to our teachers. We previously had LDM1, this is LDM2. For our flow of the orientation, we started with the preliminary program, and that's about 20 minutes. And for session 1, we are expected to consume some 45 minutes for the course overview. And right after, we shall have session 2. That's technical assistance and coaching and LDM2 for about 20 minutes. And session 3, we shall have a walkthrough of the LDM2 modules for instructional coaches. We shall allot 45 minutes for this. And our last session, which is the 4th, is a synthesis or the next step and activity evaluation, which shall be concluded in 20 minutes. And for each session, there shall be open forum right after and a corresponding session break. So that's the flow of the orientation, and we expect it to proceed smoothly and progress as we progress to the rest of the sessions. For session 1, as stated earlier, it's LDM2 for instructional coaches and a course overview to give us and deliver this session to all of us. We are privileged to be joined by our coach from the central office, assigned as the coach for Region 3 from the NAIAP Central Office, Miss Ana Marie San Diego.
Good morning, Sir Ernel. Good morning, everyone. Sir John sends his God bless and good luck to everyone. He knows that you're conducting it, and he's very happy that conducting this activity, and he's very happy that you, even though it's a holiday, you are here and you have used your time for this activity, which you know is a very, very valuable. And my co-coach for Region 3, Sir Nick, is also leading an activity with SPED, with a SPED teacher. So he sends his apology for not coming in. Hello to everyone. Okay, the session objective for this time, you will listen to the discussion for the LDM framework, the course content, and the delivery design, and the type of learning modalities that will be utilized for this particular session. And we know that the first one, you have you have gone through the management stream. Now we're going to go into the instructional stream of LDM1. Okay. Could you please click now? So we know that the LCP courses that we have course 1, course 2, and course 3. Course 1 is what is being managed by, well, basically all of these are being managed by NAIAP, but of course, the one who provides the this particular course, course 1 is NAEP, and course 2 is being developed by the legal and the RMS. And then course 3 is definitely by the RRMS, where most of you are actually being invited to join in a webinar, and most of you have gone through it through viewing their sessions, and definitely you will have a very, very different experience coming for course 1 and course 2. Okay, shall we please? Yes. Okay, so this is the first one that you got, the LDM1, management of LDM implementation, and course 2 is the learner's welfare and well-being, and of course course 3 is for the psychosocial. Sir, could you click it please? Okay, this is stream 1. Sir, please continue clicking. Okay. So these are the things that we have for course 3 and course 2. Now, bear in mind, what's this? All of these will have different modalities. Specifically for course 3, it's basically just a webinar where at the end of the activity, you will be asked to provide the feedback. While in course 2, it's going to be a combination of sort where you have a broadcast of sort, and then there's going to be a module that will be given and also an assessment. But for course 1, you have a very different experience because in course 1, you have gone through a synchronous orientation, and everything now is self-paced from module 2 until module 6, where you have your own self-paced module, and you are being helped by your peers and your coaches through, of course, your coach and then the LAC. Continue, sir, please. Sir, thank you very much. Now we have the course, LCP courses for teachers. For the LCP course for teachers, what will happen is before we implement the course for teachers, we have to be able to prepare or make some sort of an adjustment for the things that the instructional coaches will be doing. So we have to be able to go give trainings first to our instructional coaches, otherwise known as our SDO and our PSDS supervisors. Okay, please click it, sir. Okay, shall we? So for this time, for course 2, if you look at this, you will see that there's a discussion on child protection and the psychosocial support needs of the learners, and of course, on module 3, engaging parents, home, and community partners. We have realized that there are other things that we need to be able to go and work on concerning this, because we really need the help of our parents in order for the kids to be able to learn better. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let's go to course 3. The provision of psychosocial support and training of wellness. It's okay, sir. So you have self-care and dimensions of wellness, the physical wellness, spiritual wellness, emotional and intellect for spiritual wellness for module 3, module 4, emotional wellness, and 5, intellectual and financial wellness, which we all need because we are known for being in London most of the time, right? Module 6, environmental wellness, and module 7, social and vocational wellness. Okay, sir. This is for course 3. Now, for course 1, stream 2, this is where teaching, we're supposed to be working on teaching in the modalities, what to teach and how to teach, the things that we need to be able to go and have for the kids. Okay. So the course objective for the instructional coaches, just like what I said, we won't be dealing with the teachers as of without, of course, dealing with those supervisors, the SDO and the district supervisors, because they are the ones who will be on hand in helping our teachers move forward in this particular course. Now, you have to be able to know the different LDMs and platforms, their features, uses, and pedagogies. Plan and execute an orientation of teachers for the LDM2 courses, because it's going to be within the SDO, they will be facilitating this one. And plan for the technical assistance and coaching of our teachers in the LDM, specifically you becoming a coach, and then of course assigning your LAC leaders for each and every lack team that you have. And then, of course, be able to be more confident in performing your task as instructional coach. The last time you have worked on this for LDM1, you have become a coach, a management coach, or a manager's coach. Now you have to be able to change your views and change your paradigm now, because you need to be able to go and deal with the teachers concerning this one. If in the first one, in LDM1, you have gone through helping, and I think you're still doing it now while the principals are working on their uh, structures and mechanisms and systems for their own school. In this particular case, you'll be looking very, very deeply on how the teachers will be able to go use the delivery modality that they have chosen. And you have to be able to go and provide them, shall we say, not really instructions because you're coaches, but you're supposed to give them, of course, the means to be able to go and find their way as they move along in this particular course. Sir? Okay, as we look at this one, this is the framework of the LCP Capacity Building Framework for teachers and school leaders. As you have seen, we have worked first with, we have the basis for this particular training is the PD priority that we have, and all of the PD priorities starting from 2020 to 2023 are all based on the studies and the surveys which were done, and also, of course, the emerging realities that we have in this particular world that we live in. It's no longer VUCA, but it's already VUCA at this time. And the D is actually very, very frightening, because the idea of destruction, in some ways, it's becoming destructive in some ways. But hopefully, as teachers, and instructors, we could be able to go and see a different way, because, as they say, the phoenix cannot be able to go and emerge from the ashes without, of course, dealing with the destructions that they have and becoming an ash before going back to life. Okay, so in this particular case, this is our the PD priority as our and the COVID-19 situation as our basis for the training. Then we move along to the idea that we create the PD programs, going into creating the LCP courses for, of course, our supervisors, our school heads and teachers. And the idea that we need to be able to improve the pedagogical content and knowledge and assessment and also improve the readiness for remote multimodal learning delivery. It is an expectation that we need to be that we reach the quality instructional delivery in the new normal. All of us right at this moment are actually having a lot of difficulty in adjusting to this particular new normal. We thought we know everything about what we're doing because we've been doing this for the past maybe 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. But now, because of the pandemic, a lot of things are changing. So if we don't make adjustments, then definitely we might rot. So, and this is not something that we can afford as educators and as members of DepEd. And as we move into this, looking into the quality of instructional delivery in the new normal, we expect that we could be able to achieve what Sulong Educadilidad would like us to achieve as a country for our learners. Okay, sir? We expect that we could be able to achieve what Sulong. Okay, thank you very much. I have an echo. Sige. So, for the learning delivery design, this we know in the central office, and we would like to acknowledge the fact that not all experts come from above. We have our own experts in the field because you are the ones who are in the forefront of everything. Therefore, we believe in building the expertise on the ground, which is why the delivery design of this particular course works with the self-learning module, which are all ready for you to use. And then you do your independent study. And as you move to your independent study, for each of the 4 modules that you have, you will go through this having discussions with your peer through LAC and your coach. Bear in mind, we have a lot of people who have gone through so much. There was this, they may not be acknowledged so much for their work, but your expertise for 20, 20 25, 10 years in the field is not it's not something that we have to be able to go and put aside. Yeah, now we need those expertise in order for us to be able to help each other move forward in this new normal. No one has the expertise right now on this particular situation because this is very new. That's why we need to be able to learn from each other. Sir, the next one, please. Okay. So this is a blend of synchronous and asynchronous learning. We're in the first module, just like what we're doing right now. We have, what's this? Our orientation so that you will know what needs to be done in the module and what are the requirements and what are the things that are expected of you as you move along in the module or in the course. And then you do a guided independent study. And of course, with the assistance of your peer. Okay, next, sir. Okay, as we move on this one, as you can see, so from modules 1 until until module 4, you do what's this, the independent study, wherein you need to be able to go and build your own LAC. By the way, please bear in mind, there will be 2 LACs that will be created here. One LAC for all the supervisors. You have to be able to go and group yourself together as one LAC so that you can also make your own discussion as a team as you help the other LACs that are being created in the school. Okay, so in this particular case, as you go through this, the LAC leader are supposed to be collecting the output and then submit the results to the assigned coach for validation and recommendation for certification. Please, we would like to go and emphasize this fact that all, since we're actually moving forward with the career progression, using, of course, the standards that we have for teachers, for supervisors, and school heads, which is about to be signed. Of course, we know that the teachers, last 2017, it was signed already, but we're waiting for the signature for the supervisors and the school heads standards, which is about to happen this year. We're keeping our fingers crossed. All of these are based, you have to, whatever it is that you have done, need to be done well so that you could be able to put all of these reflections and all of these material together in your portfolio. And then once yours there will be 2 certification that will be given. One after you have done your first 4 modules. And then once you're done with that, we'll be giving you another certification once you have completed everything at the end of the year. And you have to be able to go and give the assigned coach will have to be able to go give the certification that these particular individuals have done their work well, and these recommendations will be given to NAIAP RO together with us, who are part, of course, of the team in RO3 for LCP. Okay. That's the only time that you will be issued a certificate for all the for everything in the program, because we would like to go and say that whatever product you create are really important in the way we do things, and whatever reflections and whatever learnings you got from every module that you have gone through are important, and they will be evaluated by your LAC leader moving forward to your assigned coach, and then of course the coaches in the RO and the CO. Thank you. Okay, shall we? So the output evaluation. So in the course engagement, as you do your independent study and peer learning, we move into the module output submission to the LAC leader. So please bear in mind the LAC leaders have very, very important move here. But of course, as I have mentioned, there will be 2 set of LACs. The first LAC is basically for the PSDS and the SDO supervisors. And as they move into this program, they have to be able to do the tasks that are supposed to be done for them. And then at the same time, they will also be creating LAC for the teachers. So that's very, very important. So as they work on their outputs and submit to the LAC leaders, the module output now will be given to the division coach, who will be assigned to work with the LAC leaders. And then the module output evaluation once again will be done. And then that's once they see it will be rated. Each one of them will be rated, and each one of them will be recommended for certification. And that's the only time you will be given a certificate for participation. And once you're done with the last module, which is basically on practicum, you will now be given a certificate for completion. I hope those things are clear. Okay. So in this particular case, these are the indicative, well, it's already really very, very late. Indicative implementation of the schedule. We only have 5 days for the training of coaches. So the first 4 modules will be done within the 5 days that you have. And then afterwards, we'll be having, of course, the LDM2, which is basically for teachers, which will also be run for 5 days. Now, bear in mind, was this? Please bear in mind that we have a practicum module, which is the last module for this particular program. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay. May I ask whoever it is who's actually have his or her microphone on to please mute it at this time? Yes. Okay. You have a game here. You have a game here. So why don't you be able to go and work on this one? Let's see. What do you think is the proper sequence of the modules for LDM2? You can get a sheet of paper or use your smartphone and then arrange this thing. Let's see if you can make a guess. Remember, we would just like to go and see how things are. Oh, by the way, do you have questions concerning the whole overview of the course? As what Sir Arnel actually mentioned, I think every session, am I right, Sir Arnel? That after every session, there will be a question and answer?
Yes, Miss Marie. And they can even type in on the chat pane. But as of last checking, there's no question yet on your topic. Perhaps later after you conclude with your session.
Okay, sir. So let's try to go and see. Is everyone ready? Okay, let's check whether your answers are right. Sir, let's move to the next one. Yeah, check and see if you got it right. The first course that you have over here is the course orientation, just like what I mentioned. Then planning for the implementation of the LDM2 for teachers, which the instructional supervisors or coaches will do. Lesson design and assessment in the modalities. Then, of course, the learning resources, what they need in order for them to be able to do their designs for their lessons. Ooh. And then giving technical assistance and coaching in the learning delivery modalities. And of course, building your LDMTA portfolio, which is the last one. How did you fare?
Self-check.
Yeah, it's so... Honesty is the best policy, Sir Arnel. Pag dinaya mo sarili mo, hindi ka na magkakatiwalaan ng kahit sinong tao.
Magagalit si Ninoy.
Yeah, opo. Yes, okay.
Okay. I think we'll leave it up to them, yung kanilang answers.
as you can see, there's a logical flow now of the modules that we have over here. Let's see if you got it right. Yes, okay. At least a little bit of an error, that would be okay. Okay, shall we? Next one. Okay. These are the modules that you have over here, and these where you have what's this, the suggested duration or time. Now bear in mind, since this is a self-paced module, if 4 hours will not be enough for you, you have to be able to go and what's this, or 6 hours will not be enough, then you have to be able to go and what's this, maybe ask someone to help you out. Yes, somebody got 4 out of 6. uh Looking at um planning for the implementation of LDN2 for teachers, you have 6 hours. 3A, lesson design and assessment in the modalities, which is basically the heart of everything. Because in education, curriculum is the heart of everything. We all move, we all serve in order to make the curriculum better and the teaching and learning experience better. So you have 18 to 24 hours for this one. And module 3B, which is on learning resources, for 4 hours. And module 4, technical assistance and coaching in the learning delivery modalities, which is 24 hours. You have about 56 to 62 hours for this. And the last one, well, basically, if you can be able to finish your portfolio, the discussion for the module is for 4 hours. But building up the portfolio in itself will last for about months as you move along in your work as supervisors. Okay, thank you very much for that. So, course management. The region through the NAIAP-R and NAIAP-CO providing, of course, the technical assistance. This is how it is. And the coaching management, the region through the RFTAD. That's why we're so very, very happy about engaging with Region 3, because we see very cohesive movement of every group, and we see how the region deal with the SDOs, and each time they do things, parang it's very very quick. And was this just like what Nick actually mentioned the last time? We're so very happy that we were assigned to work here. Okay, the coaches and the TA providers from CO, we are here to be able to help you. So you don't need to ask. We will be here. The only thing that you need to do is tell us what you need from us. And then the RO Education Forum partners, if we have one, or we have some external partners, of course, for LDM learning and application. The M&E will be done by NAIAP Quad. Okay, so this is our arrangement for this. So our NAIAP-R is definitely the one in charge of doing everything here at this time, and we would like to go and see. This is this now shows how the changes in NAIAP is happening from the top down, because this is the time that NAIAP-R together with the rest of the other members of the region will be coming in together in order to help not just the teachers but also the supervisors to do their task in the LDM course. Next, sir. Okay. For training of TAPS, or shall we say that technical assistance providers and coaches for LDM2. For the division instructional leaders, these are the division district supervisors, division identified instructional leaders. You may also have your senior principals or school heads or head teachers if we don't have enough shall we say SDO and district supervisors, as long as you know that they can be able to go and work based on the level of the supervisors. But we would advise that we use, of course, our the real coaches, these, because these are the ones, not really real, but all of them are real coaches. But what I'm trying to go and say is that we're using or leveraging on their work as instructional coaches in the division, which is why we have tapped them to work with the teachers for this time. Okay, but bear in mind, the senior principals, the school heads, head teachers, and master teachers could be able to go and help us, especially if they are the seasoned ones who've been there for how many years. This is in case, of course, where the PSDS will not be enough. Okay, thank you very much. The next one, please. Okay. For okay, if region led, if for example, if this is going to be done, of course, with the regions through NAIAP-R, you need to be able to constitute the training management team, which they have done already, and prepare the implementation plan. Now, in your particular case, as we can see here right now, was this your region is actually doing the orientation for you, but of course, as I see it, your was this your division? Well, your region is quite large. You're one of the largest, right? With 4A and of course Region 6, you almost have almost the same number. If was this if it is going to be SGOD HRDS led, you have to be able to make a decision on this. And I think, as Sir William, you already made a decision concerning this, right? This is the general orientation for everyone. And then what will happen is that it will be implemented through the SDOs, right, Sir William? Sir William? Sir
Yes,
William?
ma'am. You said it right.
Yeah, okay. So we're on the right track. So you have to be able to conduct the orientation for the management team, set up identification and registration of participants. We really need this because we need to be able to know who are those who are working on things, how are they, so that we could be able to go and keep track of their performance and their work as they move along in the course. Prepare for the online orientation if you have one, or if you have an orientation, for example, per cluster. If your division is quite large, then you may also do so. It will depend on how you would like to go and work it out and see and discuss it with your own division once you go and give your orientation. If your if your SDO is quite, shall we say, it's small, and the number of supervisors are, shall we say, manageable, then you can do one centralized orientation for everyone. Implement the course following the delivery design, just like what we have mentioned, and monitor and evaluate, operationalize the M&E mechanism in the NAIAP-CO quad, providing TA, and update, of course, the LDM implementation status tracker regularly. And I would like to emphasize this fact. Just yesterday, we had a meeting with Undersecretary Nepomuceno Malaluan, and he's very much, he made certain, shall we say, not really criticism, but rather he pointed out certain things about the tracker that he would like to go and improve on. Basically, one, he would like to go and see the registered and enrolled number of participants, not just expected participants, but the real numbers. Why? Because Congress and the Senate are asking for the numbers, and every week we are being given was this information that we need to be able to put in the office of the secretary, the numbers of those who are participating in the LDM courses. They're very much interested in this. And then, of course, submit the M&E report and report progress. And by the way, I would like to congratulate Ro3, because in the LDM1 course or program, you're on top in the reporting. And we hope that we could be able to go and continue this. Congratulations, everyone. NAIAP-R and and of course the other division. We would like to really congratulate you, and we would like to acknowledge your effort in updating all of these trackers that we have, because if not, we won't be able to go and give the correct numbers to the people who would like to go and have this. And bear in mind, the numbers are very important, because when they make decisions, they are almost always in the national government based on the numbers that we present. So congratulations, Region 3. Ayaw niyong pumalakpak. Okay. Now,
And I think
yes, sir. I'm just joking. Okay, so this is one on the suggestion of the program management team. This is how, well, these are basically suggestion, but this will all be based on how you would like to be able to go and do it. So for the start, we can have the NAIAP-R chief to work on helping things out. And of course, in coordination with the other chief, specifically with the CLMD, we would like to point out that was this, why are these things like this? It's basically because the training in itself, the management of the training can be given, of course, to our HRD, shall we say, personnel. Um, and in the division, the SGOD chief with their HRDS, of course, team. But of course, we have to work together with CLMD and CID for this time because this is now instructional. This is not just management of the instructions, but this is basically on the instruction itself, which is why we need the expertise of everyone in the curriculum learning management division and also on the curriculum and instruction division um, for all of these. And then, of course, the rest are all suggested. If you have a different, shall we say, typology or different way of doing things, that is basically on you. Okay? Because I know that with the large number that you have in your region, was this, you have devised a different way of showing things. And these are just basically for suggestion. Sige po. Next po. Yeah, procedure for management of coaching and mechanism for LDM2. Um, for the LDM2 coaches, through, of course, we do this with FTAD. You have to be able to constitute that coaching team, the region composed of RO supervisors, CO specialists, and EDUC forum partners. As of this time, we don't have an EDUC forum partner, but you have two specialists, one from BLD, the Bureau of Learning Delivery, and of course from NAYAP. Then you have to be able to go and assign coaches per division. And I think you have also made some changes concerning this because I know you might not have enough coming from the region going down. So I know that Sir William and the rest of the RFTAD team have devised a different way of doing things concerning this. If necessary, please orient, of course, the coaching team concerning the changes that we have for this particular shall we say, program or course, then monitor the coaching activities and address the issues related. We would like to emphasize some on this particular, shall we say, aspect of the program. The coaching that need to be done need to be recorded and need to be, shall we say, not just for record purposes, but basically we need to be able to go see how you're doing your task as coach. Which is why we need to be able to go and see how you move along in the coaching system. And we have, of course, ways on monitoring each one. And I hope those things are actually going to be recorded. And then whatever it is that you have, whatever issues that you can no longer answer within your area should be elevated to the next, shall we say, level, so that we can easily address whatever problems you have from down there going up. Okay. Maybe if you was this, you cannot be able to go and deal with certain things. For example, in your LAC, you have certain issues. LAC supervisors, you have certain issues there, and you really need the assistance of the people from RO. Then please elevate whatever issues you have there. Of course, informing, of course, your ASDS or your SDS about this. They might know something about what we're dealing with. Then you don't need to go to the RO as of this time, right? Since you already got your answer from the other experts in your own division. Then please be able to report the coaching activities that you have done. Okay, next. Then LDM2 for teachers through SGOD and with RFTAD providing TA. So as you can see, basing it on the changes that we have, for the teachers who will work as their coach, it's the district, division, and district supervisors. And then assign coaches, the SDOs need to be able to go and assign coaches to the LACs. Please do orient the coaching team before they go down. and then monitor again the coaching activities and address the issues related to the coaching activities and report coaching, of course, all the coaching activities. Now, why are we using this particular system? Because we know and we acknowledge that we have a lot of good coaches and experienced ones in the field. And we would like to go and utilize, not just utilize, but rather acknowledge the fact that these experts exist in the division. Okay. Now we have the open forum. Are there questions? You can ask about my age, but never my waistline. Are there questions so far? Ang sabi po sa amin ni Sir John, pagka within 5 seconds wala pong sumagot, wala na daw pong tanong. So, if there are no questions, sige po. We can have our nature break.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome, Sir Arnel.
Thank you, Ma'am Anna Marie, for the session on the LDM2, our first session for this morning. For our second session, it's technical assistance and coaching in LDM2. We're supposed to have Sir Nick San Gabriel Jr., one of our coaches from NAPCO, but apparently Sir Nick is also attending an equally important activity today. But we are nevertheless privileged to be joined by one of our colleagues in the regional office to discuss this topic on technical assistance and coaching in LDM2. And this will be delivered to us by Ma'am Eva Imingan.
Okay. Good morning, Sir Arnel. Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm being heard loud and clear. Loud and clear po ba ako?
Yes, Ma'am Eva.
Hello?
Yes, Ma'am Eva. I think
Yes,
you're heard loud and clear.
everyone. Maraming salamat. Our dear...
Yes po.
Oh, Ma'am Eva. Yes. I want to open my video just to say hello to everyone, and it's a holiday, but we are here working with one another, collaborating with one another, and we are just so happy to listen to all the comments or the chat pane, you know. Maganda yung discussion ni Ma'am Anne Marie. Actually, all the things that we are doing right now for the good of our nation, as we heal, as we learn as one in this pandemic. Okay, so first of all, yes, I would like to express my appreciation, and I'm so grateful for this great opportunity to talk with all of you in this LDM course 2. I'm pitching in for Sir Nick San Gabriel, who is at this moment also tackling a very important responsibility. I hope I can be able to deliver well this session, kasi mahalaga. Actually, itong technical assistance na to, this is what we are doing right now. We want to capacitate each one, because in these times of pandemic, medyo we are still in scale of 1 to 10, ika nga, parang nasa 3 pa lang tayo, because all the mechanisms that we're doing right now in preparation for the opening of classes, no, mahalaga na train natin ang ating mga teachers through, and we can be able to reach out to all our stakeholders, not only our teachers, but to our learners and to all our parents through different learning modalities. And of course, this is our system. We are one, and we are glad we are pushing forward in facilitating all this rapid design. Challenges brought by this pandemic, which is the sulong.
Meron tayong pork chop, di ba?
Okay, meron din akong pork chop, mag-break. Sorry. Naka-mute pala ako. I have said a lot. Okay, I think I have to start from the beginning. Okay. Good morning once again to everyone. I would like to appreciate this invitation to talk with you, to have a conversation with you for this LDM Course 2 orientation. We are through with LDM Course 1, and we are glad we are pushing forward in facilitating all these rapid design processes and implementation of adaptive responses to this transformative education challenge brought by this. This is anchored with our DepEd battle cry, Sulong Edukalidad, to protect our young people's educational opportunities during and following the pandemic. Now, all these things we are doing, we are passionately collaborating with one another, all in the name of adapting to this change. We all know in these times of uncertainty and change, ladies and gentlemen, we are called to strengthen our agility and adaptability to change. The quick pace of such transformation redefines roles of DepEd workforce to perform under just about any circumstance. So, ito yung isang strategy that could help us adapt to the new normal and in providing technical assistance to our stakeholders. So, for the session objective, can you please, sorry. Okay, the discussion will go into the details of our role as TA providers and coaches, including the process of TA and coaching from the central office to the schools. Okay, just like we have done before with LDM1, ito na naman yung ating process flow. So from the NAIAP central office, we are lucky to have the expertise, the brilliance of our coach, Ma'am Ana Marie. Ma'am Ana Marie, thank you very much. Napakaganda niyo pong mag-explain ng mga bagay-bagay. And of course, Sir Nick San Gabriel. Parehas po silang expert. So we are very lucky for these two wonderful people coaching us and orienting us on the things that we need to do for this LDM course 2. Okay, kanina lahat, actually na-explain na niya lahat yung mga dapat nating gawin. Now, for the next slide. Okay, so LDM coaching arrangement for LDM course 2. The regional office will constitute the regional TA coaching team. All right, through our division, the Field Technical Assistance Division, with our chief, Dr. Wendell Cabrera, and my co-partner sa FTAD, Sir Rafael Rubio. And it is our role to assign coaches to coordinate with all the people in the regional office as coaches, as technical assistance providers to schools divisions, individual or team, consideration is size of the division. So we need to strategize also in this particular aspect, mga kapatid. I just want to share with you once again yung mga LAC leader for per division na coming from the regional office natin. Ano po? For Bataan Division, we have Sir Dr. Nestor Nuesca. Balanga City Division, Ma'am Ruby Tansyongko. Sa Bulacan naman, Ma'am Maria Edita Caparas. Malolos City, Sir Reynaldo Castillo. Sa Maykawayan City, we have Sir Alvin Hulipas na siyang susubaybay. Ito yung mga susubaybay sa atin coming from the regional office. Sa San Jose del Monte City Division, we have Ma'am Sandra Paruhinog. Tarlac City Division, Ma'am Rosalinda Ibarra. Tarlac Province, Sir Engelbert Agunday. Olongapo City Division, we have Sir Wilfredo Yap. Zambales Division, Marian Siligsay. For other division, okay, let me go through this. For Aurora Division, Sir Reynaldo Likay. Nueva Ecija, Ma'am Ruth Jimenez. Gapan City Division, Ma'am Jocelyn Asarcon. Sa Cabanatuan City naman, we have Sir Edgardo S. Serrano. Sa San Jose del Monte, Angel Burayag, Ma'am Angel. Okay, San Jose City Division, Sir Arnel Usman. Pampanga Division, Sir Ariel M. Kulala. And sa Angeles City Division, Jocelyn S. Ocampo. Mabalacat City Division, Arnold C. Montemayor. And for San Fernando City Division, we have Sir Ramil G. Ilustre. So yun po yung mga coaches natin coming from the regional office who will be who are tasked to provide coaching. And if you have questions, you can just call them. They are just 1 peso away or a messenger away, whatever. You can make conference or personal questions. You can ask them regarding the things that we are doing for LDM2. Sa LDM1 din. Actually, sa ngayon, marami pa tayong ginagawa, ano po? And we are now going towards the LDM2. Okay, so for this one, the region will constitute, yes, but that we are to train our LDM instructional coach for district, division, supervisors, and other instructional supervisors before we go to the training of the teachers. So na articulate kanina, it has been underscored a while ago, the presence of LAC leader per school. Okay, sa division meron tayong coordinator. All right. So we are capacitated in this, and I know per division, per SDO, meron na tayong LAC structure. Ano po? So yun ang susundin natin in implementing LDM course 2. But we need to capacitate first ourselves sa SDO bago natin ma-capacitate din yung ating mga tao sa ibaba. Like our master teachers, our school heads, and all our teachers. The implementation guidelines kanina, sinabi naman na ni Ma'am Anne-Marie. Okay. So just to give you an overview of the LDM2 LACs for instructional coaches, for every division, meron tayong LAC leader. It depends upon the size kasi of the division. Kung maliit lang kayo, perhaps you can have LAC leader 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Depende sa laki ng lawak ng ating division na hinahawakan, no po? And we need to strategize also, but we need to comply with the protocols, because most importantly, kailangan we will be able to ensure the safety and wellness of our teachers. That's why we have this LAC session. Yung LAC session natin, this is our tool or instrument for us to be able to effectively reach out, collaborate, and connect with all our stakeholders, sa ating mga school heads and teachers in the field. So, ito yung strategy that could help us adapt to the new normal in terms of providing technical assistance to our stakeholders. Okay, so what are the responsibilities of a technical assistance provider or the coach? So yan tayo, ano po? So we are to provide TA or coaching for the through the LAC leader. Okay, so through LAC session, through the LAC leader, we aim to directly provide individual technical assistance or coaching services when so requested by individual participants in coordination with the LAC leader. So we welcome all these requests coming from the SDO. Kung gusto nyo kaming kasama sa mga LAC session natin na gagawin sa ating mga respective schools division offices in our schools in the division, okay po kami from the regional office. The FTAD is always open for communication, and we welcome requests coming from our SDOs in terms of the implementation of the Ldm2 Course 2. Ano po? Okay. So, I'd like to address concerns of participants, of course, okay, through the LAC leader. Pero kung gusto niyo kaming kausap, okay lang din po. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, we are open for communication for technical assistance should you want us to be present. Okay, refer and address concerns to the coaching team through FTAD. That's why whenever there are questions coming to our office, binibigay namin sa ating coordinator sa division, sa region, and to the division coordinator also. Kasi para mabigyan ng appropriate action or we need this is a part of providing technical assistance to our stakeholders, to all our school heads, to our teachers. So we refer the concern to appropriate official or office for appropriate action. Provide feedback to the LAC or individual members of the LAC on the results or the action taken on the concerns raised. So we want to underscore here yung purpose ng progress monitoring kasi nakita natin naintindihan natin kanina kay Ma'am Anne Marie how we do the output evaluation. Ano po? So that we can be able to be issued a very significant certificate para dito sa activity na to. So we want to provide everyone concerned with the pertinent information. So yun yung feedback about the activities so far conducted and whether the standards are met with the process of the implementation in terms of quality, quantity, and time leading to the attainment of the goals and objectives of the learning action cell we are conducting. So this feedback mechanism us to decide on the direction to take and the adjustments to make in the continuing implementation of the learning action cell. So we want a smooth sailing implementation of all these things that we need to implement. Ano po? So for yung mga responsibilities natin, actually they have been part of the module, nasa module 4 natin, but I just want to emphasize things on as part of our technical assistance provision. So kailangan natin to routinely monitor school leaders and teachers' performance sa pagsasagawa kasi dito lalabas yung ating yung technical assistance na ipoprovide natin, and do not forget the forms that we need to accomplish as part of our MOBs sa implementation ng ating LDM course 2. So I think this is the last slide, and thank you very much once again, and I just want to say thank you to Sir William, and for your questions regarding this. If you have any questions, you can write your questions on the chat pane or you can talk with us now. so that we can be able
Okay,
to
thank you, Ma'am Eva, our speaker for our second topic on technical assistance and coaching of LDM2. As mentioned by Ma'am Eva, if you have questions, you can type in on our chat pane, or you can raise them now by turning on your microphone if you want to do so. Ma'am Eva? Okay. So,
yes, you can ask questions. Kasi andito yung ating mga bosses. Andito si Ma'am Anne-Marie to answer whatever the pertinent questions that you want answered, if there are any. Andito din po, I just want to acknowledge yung aking chiefs, Dr. Wendell Cabrera. Sir, good morning po. Sasagot po kami kung ano yung mga questions niyo. Okay, I will count 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
alright. Mukhang ang mga nandito sa chat pane, lahat, congratulations and thank you, Ma'am Eva. Okay? So, lahat. Siyempre, ikaw pa naman ang nandyan. Siyempre, well explained.
And I'm so thankful ako. Thank you, Ma'am Ruth.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Eva.
And
yan. Oh, sobrang na-mute naman yata sila ngayon.
The more I realize
a 2-minute break, I think, before we
the longer I live, the more I realize the impact of the longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. It's more important than facts. It's more important than money, than circumstances, and failures, than success. It's more important than what other people think or say or do. It's more important than appearance or skill. Attitude will break your company. It'll break your home. It'll break your marriage. It can break a church. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we're going to embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people around us are going to act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable, what's going to happen in the future. The only thing we can play on is the one string we have, our attitude. Life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it.
You can't always control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens within you. You can always control your attitude.
The decisions you make right now is up to you. Take full ownership of your time, of your mind, of your day.
Nobody owes you anything, and nobody is going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. This is your life. This is your responsibility to make it happen.
Your life matters. What you do in your life matters. You were born to do something great with your life. You were put here for a reason, which is to make a difference in the world, which is to change your own family's tree, which is to do something great with your life. I promise you, you were put here for that, in little ways and in big ways. And the actions of your life will echo into eternity. The question is, will that echo for you be a whisper into eternity or a roar? And you get to decide based on the actions you take every day in your life, whether the life of you, whether it had a big meaning and it roars into eternity, or whether you play small and you just whisper into eternity. You get to choose that.
There's something in you that says, I'm not going to focus on the general economy. I want to focus on my personal economy. There's something in you that says the most dependable hand in the world is the one at the end of your wrist. There's something in you that says always strive to get on top of life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You are different. You have greatness within you.
We're now back for our continuation of our sessions in this webinar on LDM2. Right after the course overview and technical assistance and coaching that comprise session 2, we shall now proceed with session 3, which is going to be a walkthrough of the LDM2 modules for instructional coaches. And our speaker will be Ruth Jimenez of the HRDT.
Thank you so much, Sir Arnel. A blessed morning to everyone. I was tasked to present to you session 3 as part of the LDM2 for instructional coaches, which is the walkthrough of the LDM2 modules for instructional coaches, as mentioned. For the session objective, of course, I'm giving you a thorough discussion on the module objective, content, duration, activities, and the expected outputs. Though a while back, you have seen the different modules already. They were presented by Ma'am Anna Marie. We actually have 5 modules from the orientation down to the preparation of the portfolio or portfolio. Right now, I will be projecting on the screen with the help of Dr. Edgar the first module wherein we'll try to check the objective, the content, or the lessons embedded in its module, the duration or the time allotment needed, together with the activities that you need to explore, and finally, having the expected outputs. Let's have the first module, which is entitled Course Orientation. In here, for the objective, we need to describe what this course is about and how it will help you understand and carry out your role as instructional coach to teachers while they undertake the LDM course too, and as they apply what they have learned in this course. So this is just very simple. Okay? For the content, we have 2 lessons. First, we have lesson 1, which is course overview, while lesson 2 is organizing your learning action cells. For the duration or the time allotment, you will be given 3 hours. And for the mode of delivery, you can have lock session if you would want to. Okay? Moving on with the next. For lesson 1, as part of the course overview, we have 3 activities. Be mindful of the highlighted words, which will be part of the task that you will be working on. For activity 1, we have reflecting on the course overview, and activity 3, discussing answers to activities 1 together with number 2. For lesson 2, we have part of organizing your lock. Activity 1, you need to read and comprehend Department Order 35, and you also need to reflect on it. Same with activity 3, wherein you'll be this time filling out the lock profile sheet. The expected outputs for this module is the LAC roles organizer to instructional coach. Okay, let's now move on to the second module, which is entitled Planning for the Implementation of LDM2 for Teachers. For the objectives, we have 4. The first one is to carry out, next slide please, your plan. Carrying out your plan for building the capacity of teachers in the implementation of LDMs in their respective schools. After carrying out the plan, the second objective is familiarize yourself with the LDM course design, the planning templates, and steps in planning. While the third objective will focus on developing a plan for the orientation activity on the LDM2. Finally, the last objective will be focused on organizing the teacher's lacks assigned to you. So looking into the next thing that we need to be reminded of would be the content. So we have 3 lessons. First, the course design for the LDM course 2 for teachers. The lesson 2 is on planning for the implementation of the LDM2 course orientation activity. And for lesson 3, organizing the teacher's LAC session. For the duration or the time allotment, you will be consuming 6 hours in the preparation and in the accomplishment of the second module. As highlighted there, the LAC session or sessions may be optional. Okay? I hope this is clear now. So we move on with looking into lesson 1, which is the course design for the LDM course 2 for teachers, which is part of the content. And for the activities, we have the first, reflecting on LDM course overview for teachers, and activity 2, sharing and discussing answer to activity plus the LAC. Under lesson 2, we have planning for the implementation of the LDM2 course orientation activity. We have actually 3 activities, but of course, we just need to highlight the highlighted terms which you will be working on. Activity 1, deciding on the orientation training team. And activity 3, deciding on the modality, assigning roles, and drafting the risk management plan. Okay? So we still have another for the content of module 2, which is lesson number 3. Next slide, please. Organizing the teacher's LAC session with the 2 activities underlining on or underpinning the said module. We have forming the LAC for teachers, and under activity number 2, submitting LAC forms to assigned coach. For the expected outputs, you need to comply with the 2, which would include LAC roles organizer for teachers together with the list of assigned schools. I hope this is very clear now. Let's now move on with the third module. Under the third module, we have session 3.3a. It is subdivided into 3.3a together with 3.3b. And the title of which is for the module 3a, lesson design and assessment in the modalities. For our objectives, we have 4. Differentiate, be mindful of the highlighted words between the LDMs prescribed in the LCP and between the different types of distance learning modalities. That's for the first objective under module 3.a. The second objective would include the application of the lesson design and assessment of the considerations for distance learning in light of the COVID-19 crisis. The third will be to create weekly home learning plans to guide your learners as they do independent study at home. And the fourth objective will be on how you will create an individual learning monitoring plan to keep track of the progress of learners who lag behind in completing the prescribed learning paths. So we're done with the objectives under module 3.a. Next is the content. We have 3 lessons. The first lesson would include understanding the different learning modalities. For lesson 2, we have designing lessons and assessments in the different learning delivery modalities. And for the last lesson, which is lesson number 3, guiding and monitoring learners in the different learning delivery modalities. For the duration or the time allotment that you will be working on will be from 18 to 24 hours. And again, the LAC session or sessions may be made optional. Okay, we move on with the next. Looking into the content, we have lesson 1 with 4 activities. Under lesson 1, we have understanding the different learning delivery modalities. Activity 1, defining the 4 modalities prescribed in the LCP. Activity 3, ranking the types of distance learning plus LAC. So you'll be concentrating on the given activities. For lesson 2, designing lessons and assessments in the different learning delivery modalities. We have activity 1, reviewing the policy on daily lesson preparation, together with activity 3, emphasizing the importance of reflection. So I hope this is clear now. So we move on with lesson 2 and lesson 3 under the third module. We have, next slide please, designing lessons and assessments in the different learning delivery modalities. We have the 3 activities, but the 2 highlighted activities would include activity 5, identifying the similarities and differences between formative and summative assessments, together with activity 7, which is on building a learner's portfolio. Moving on with the next content, under lesson 3, we have guiding and monitoring learners in the different learning delivery modalities. For the first activity, we have understanding the weekly home learning plan. Activity 3, differentiating a weekly home learning plan from an individual learning monitoring plan. Okay, what are the expected outputs under this module? First, we have the list of targeted learner interventions, together with the learning tasks for DL, assessment methods in the daily lessons, weekly home learning plan for one subject, individual learning monitoring plan for a student who lags behind in completing the learning task, together with the LAC 3 teacher engagement report, and finally the LAC 3 session report. So those things fall under module 3A. Let's now take a deeper look into the next module, which is module 3B on learning resources. For the objectives, we have 3, one of which is associate learning resources with specific learning modalities, together with the access resources from the online portals such as DepEd Commons and LR portal of the Department of Education, and explain the importance of using quality assured learning resources. For the content, we have 3 lessons. Lesson 1 would include learning resource maps for distance learning. Lesson 2, accessing learning resources from DepEd portals. And lesson 3, assessing the LR materials. Again, for the duration or the time allotment required, you will be consuming 4 hours in doing this particular module. And as I've reiterated, LAC session or LAC sessions may be made optional. Okay, so I hope this is clear now. Let us try to look at the 2 lessons from this particular module. Under learning resource maps for distance learning, we have, of course, to go through activity 1, which is identifying LR needs of schools. And the next highlighted activity would focus on discussing LR concerns plus LAC. For lesson 2, under module 3B, we have accessing learner resources from DepEd portals. We have 2 activities from this particular lesson, one of which is accessing and exploring LR portal and DepEd Commons as part of activity 1, while in activity 3, you'll focus more on doing this particular activity, which is on gathering insights and concerns on lesson 2. I hope the first three modules with subdivided modules under Module 3A and 3B are now clear as part of walking you through the objective, the content, the duration, together with the expected output. Let's now move on with the fourth module, okay? Which is on technical assistance and coaching in learning delivery modalities. Let's have the objectives. We also have four, like the other modules. First is review the BELCP or Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan and its impact on instruction supervision, together with, of course, to describe the TA/coaching framework. The third objective will be on how to implement needs assessment for effective LDM2 learning. And finally, for the last objective, develop the coaching plan. So we're done with the objectives. Let's try to check the content of this particular module. For module number 4, we have the 3 lessons. First lesson is the BELCP and its implications on instructional supervision, followed by lesson 2, which is on technical assistance and coaching framework and processes. And for lesson 3, we have planning for TA towards effective learning in the LDM2 for teachers. Again, for our duration of time or the time allotment is 24 hours and lock session may be made optional. Okay, finally, okay, we have these 2 lessons under the said module, the BLCP for lesson 1 and its implications on instructional supervision. You need to work on activity 1, which is understanding the basic education learning continuity plan, together with lesson 2, which is on the technical assistance and coaching framework and processes. Under this lesson, we have 3 activities, but let us try to just work on the highlighted activities, which would include activity 1, reflect on forms of technical assistance, and activity 3, discussing answers to activities 1 and 2, not forgetting or underscoring the lack. And finally, for my walkthrough, which is on lesson 3, planning for TA towards effective learning in the LDM for teachers. Activity 1, we have assessing TA needs of teachers for LDM2 learning. And the third activity highlighted in this particular slide is implementing and reflecting on your TA plans. Plus, of course, not forgetting the expected outputs, which would include TA activities documents and TA coaching plan for effective LDM learning for teachers. Okay. For the last module, which is module number 5. This is building or the preparation of your portfolio. Okay? The objective is to finalize, next slide please, the list of evidence of your technical assistance and or coaching to school heads and teachers in relation to effective learning delivery in the new modalities. The content would include lesson 1, which is on the technical assistance coaching guidebook and the technical assistance portfolio of instructional leaders. And for lesson 2, we have the evaluation rubric. For the duration of time or the time allotment, we have 4 hours and lock sessions, again, may be made optional. Let us try to check each lesson. For the first lesson, which is on TA coaching guidebook and the TA portfolio of instructional leaders, we need to work on the following activities. For the first activity, we have checking completion of modules 1 to 4 requirements. Activity 2, reflecting on TA coaching processes, tools, and evidence. Activity 3, discussing activity answers plus lack. Activity 4, submitting list of evidence for LDM technical assistance. And for lesson 2, which is on the evaluation rubric, we have activity 1, understanding the LDM2 coaches evaluation rubric. And for activity 2, discussing the rubric and presenting next steps, not forgetting, or we need to underscore plus lack. The expected outputs would be, of course, the portfolio. Okay? So I hope these things are clear now. Let us now try to check the expected outputs per module. For module number 1, as part of course orientation, the required outputs would include the first, which is lack roles organizer, instructional coach. For module 2, we have learning delivery modalities, which is, of course, for the first output, list of assigned schools. And for the second output, we have the lack roles organizer for teachers. Under Module 3A, which is on lesson design and assessment in the modalities, we have around 7 required outputs. And these are the first, which is the list of targeted learner interventions, together with the learning tasks for the daily lesson. Third, assessment methods in the daily lesson. Fourth, weekly home learning plan for one subject. The next is individual learning monitoring plan for a student who lags completing the learning task. Number 6, required output is LAC 3, teacher engagement report. And number 7, LAC 3, session report. Let us now move on with the required outputs of the remaining modules from Module 3B, Module 4, and finally for Module 5. So let us try to remember that we need to do for Module 3B, 1, LR concerns template, together with number 2, LR assessments with reflections. For Module 4, it was mentioned technical assistance and coaching in the learning delivery modalities. We have the TA, technical assistance / coaching plan for effective LDM2 learning for teachers, and of course, TA activities documents. And finally, for the last, we have Module 5, building my portfolio. Of course, you will be required to complete the given portfolio. Okay, I think I'm done. But before finally ending and saying thank you, let me leave you with this particular quotation, which was written by Jim Knight. Let us remember, when teachers stop learning, so do students. With that, thank you for listening. Keep safe and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
As mentioned during the first part of our program, should you have questions, you should have written them on the chat pane. But upon checking, there's no question yet on our topic and even the previous topics. So we presume that you understand thoroughly the discussions on our topics for today, our sessions on LDM2. And so we shall now have a health break for 3 minutes. Thereafter, we shall continue with our last session on the LDM2.
you. Yung itong yata. Medyo
Okay, before we proceed to our session 4, there are some questions on our chat pane. Let me read some of them. From Mr. Cesar, may we know the deadline for the submission of the required
Ay,
outputs so that we
submission.
can
Ayan, ma'am.
our various activities just to comply on time. And another one, may we be clarified under Module 3A weekly home plan? What if teachers handle 3 subjects? Will they be required to produce different weekly home plans as outputs? We shall now listen to the answers of our speakers and coaches from the CO if they are still with us, or Sir William, our HRDD chief, if you can also give us some light to these 2 questions raised by our participants, sir. And
Ay, sige po. Parang hindi pa po. Ayan, ayan po.
hello, Sir Arnel. Maybe hear from Ma'am Marie. From Ma'am Marie.
Ma'am Marie, do we still have Ma'am Marie?
Yes, sir.
And the question on the chat pane is regarding Module 3A, weekly home plan. What if teachers handle 3 subjects? Yung daw po teacher, 3 yung subject niya. Will they be required to produce different weekly home plans as outputs?
Are we talking about, sir, the outputs for this particular program or a module that they need to submit? For their lessons, of course, sir, diba, when you try to go and create weekly plans, that's going to be weekly really for each of your subject. If you try to go look at the format that they have for OUCI, double check po ninyo ha, kasi as far as I know, when you create a weekly plan, it's basically per subject po siya. Opo. Not unless of course you can create ang hirap pong mag-create ng isang weekly plan for different subject matter, di po ba? Hello.
So it's one for each.
Opo. Kasi mahirap po yun na i-congest niyo yung isa-isang format, yung iba't ibang lessons ninyo. Pero i-double check niyo po yung yung format ng binigay po ng OUCI. I think they have a memorandum coming from Undersecretary Dads San Antonio, which is part of that.
Okay.
But that's going to be it. Yun po. Tapos yung pong, I think there's another question concerning...
yes, another question on deadlines for the submission of the required output so that we can adjust our various activities to comply on time.
I think, Sir Arnel, that will be addressed later on during my presentation.
Okay. That will be taken up by the next session.
Okay,
all right.
meron pa po ba?
So far, that will be all, Ma'am Marie, that we have on the chat pane. Thank you, Ma'am Marie.
Welcome po.
All right. So the others, if you still have questions, we welcome them. Please don't hesitate to write them on the chat pane. And to answer the question on the deadlines, as well as other matters relative to LDM2, we shall now proceed to the synthesis, our next step, and our activity evaluation. And this shall be handled by our HRDD Chief, Sir William Bacali.
Thank you, Sir Arnel. Good morning, everyone. I just hope by this time you have already gained a lot of insights, learnings, as far as the implementation of Learning Delivery Modalities Course 2 is concerned. During the session of Ma'am Marie, you were given enough inputs about the course overview, followed by the provision of technical assistance by Ma'am Eva, and the walkthrough through the modules by Ma'am Ruth. So if you have some significant insights, I think you're given your opportunity to express them or to tell them to us by writing your insights using the chat pane. So I think we are now ready for the slides. Okay. Uh, can you now start encoding something on the chat pane so we would be able to know your significant insights? And while you're working on that, may I grab this opportunity to thank all the SDOs, the 20 SDOs, and of course our colleagues in the region. No? Region 3 will not be the top notcher in the LDM1 tracker without your 100% support. About 2 weeks ago, I think Region 3 only ranked number 2, but then as of today, according to Ma'am Marie, Region 3 is now leading. So thank you so much for that. And the challenge ahead of us is how to keep that sterling performance so that we can still be number one in the implementation of LDM2. So, Sir Arnel, do you see some inputs now in the chat pane for the
I
significant?
think we're only sharing some of the communications, memoranda that can be used as sources of information
okay.
relevant to their question.
So it's more of issues, no significant takeaways so far as of the moment.
So far, we have here just some sharing from Ma'am Celia, like a depth and memo that it can be a form of a suggestion. You can modify it based on the context. And
I think that's great.
Yes, yes. And another one, referral by Sir Manolito, that a memo dated July 27 and page 17 shows a sample weekly home learning plan. So these are good sources of information that our participants can also supplement the materials that we'll be giving them in this LDM2 orientation.
Okay, so thank you for that sharing. Any more, Sir Ernan? So
yeah, there's one. I think these are just insights that we should focus on the objective to achieve the best result. Of course, that's really a must that objectives should be aligned to the results, and likewise the other way around. And from Sir Jason Santos of Pampanga, as we have prepared our management, supervisors, PSDS, it's likewise equally important that we prepare and equip also our teachers on the different learning delivery modalities. And it's a good thing that our supervisors, SEPs, ASDS, and the 20 SDOs are all one in these realizations, in these takeaways, so that this would redound to the teaching and learning to be, of course, handled by no less our frontliners, our teachers will be the ones to deliver this to us. Thank you. Sir Will?
Baka kayo nakaano.
Those are our top 3 takeaways from this activity. We shall now continue with the last session, Sir Will, on our LDM2 orientation, which on the moving forward. Right after this, where are we headed? Sir Will?
Okay, can I have the next slide, please, Sir Ed? Thank you, thank you. Okay, so what is our next step of this regional orientation on LDM2? Definitely, there will be regional orientation on rapid beta testing of LDM2 for teachers course materials. That is August 25, Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. For the 10 identified participants from each SDO, involving select master teachers, head teachers, department heads, and senior teachers. I think as of the moment, almost all SDOs have already encoded the identified 10 participants for the beta testing. So we'll be issuing a memorandum relative to this orientation. so that they will be guided properly. Okay. Next slide, please. The division and district supervisors will definitely conduct an orientation in their assigned district cluster among LDM school block leaders. But then I think this was mentioned earlier by Ma'am Ruth. It was pointed out that LAC may be optional, but I still reflected in this slide deck presentation as an option. Okay, so it's up to you now if you think that there's a need for you to still conduct the LAC orientation in your respective district or cluster. Next slide, Professor Ed. Okay, school heads would definitely still be part of the LDM2 district or cluster orientation, despite that their involvement is not explicitly stated in the memorandum. I think you have read that memorandum. Some SDOs were asking why is it the school heads are not reflected in the memorandum. But then I think Ma'am Marie, in one session we had mentioned that we have to give them a little break because we know that our school heads are so busy with the modules and with opening of classes. That's August 24, this coming August 24, but it's postponed to October 5. So I think that's smooth and academic, okay? School heads together with the LD and school LAC leaders shall still coach the teachers. We cannot exclude the school heads. They have very significant role in giving the appropriate technical assistance and coaching to our teachers. Our district supervisors are just pitching in because they want to help somehow our school heads as far as the preparation of school openings concerned. Okay. Next is all required outputs for LDM course shall be submitted to and evaluated by division LDM coaches and to be evaluated by RO TAC team prior to the issuance of certificate of participation. This was discussed earlier by Ma'am Marie. How is the issuance of certificate of participation to our participants? Okay, I know you are asking about the timelines for the LDM2 implementation. The issued memorandum to the SDOs was silent about the timeline or the prescribed implementation for LDM2. In fact, that memorandum came from the central office, but you know, it's a little risky if we will not really have in mind a specific timeline for the implementation. Because if there is none, there is the possibility that the implementation might go beyond October, November, or even December. So that's what we don't want to happen. So I am here presenting to you the suggested timelines. Of course, you can still modify, but we would appreciate very much if the reading of modules and preparation of outputs would happen on September 1 to 11 of the current year, and then the submission and evaluation of outputs to SDOs would take place on September 14 to 25, and the submission and validation of outputs by RO is September 28 up to October 2, just in time for the opening of classes on October 5. Is there any reaction? May we hear from Ma'am Marie if this is okay with them? It's a bit late, no, compared to the previous presented timeline, no? But then, you know, we cannot do anything more about that. So if you think that this is acceptable, thank you so much. But if this is not acceptable on your part because you have other options, please feel free to express your other suggestions on the chat page. Next slide. Okay, we have here some concerns and issues. Ma'am Marie, maybe you can help us out. How is the issuance of certificates of participation for teachers? If you would recall, Ma'am Marie, during our meeting with Director Siena, he told us that the certificates of participation for our education program supervisors and district supervisors will be issued by the central office upon submission of the regional office of their validated outputs to be further validated by the NIAM-CO. So the question now, Ma'am Marie, is how is the preparation of the certificates of participation for teachers right now in the whole region? Because I checked the data in the PPRT, we have more than 80,000 teachers in the region. So if we will follow the earlier pronouncement that it will be the regional office, HRDD in particular, we will be issuing the certificate of participation to teachers. I could not imagine the volume of work that we have ahead of us. I do not say that it's not possible to happen, but it would take us a long time, maybe months, no, for us to complete the 80,000. So we would like to hear some suggestions from you or from the SDOs. I have one in mind, but I don't know if this is okay with the NEAMCO and to the SDOs. Since there's no NEAM in the division office, it's, I think, required, no, that the signatory for the certificate of participation for the teachers is still the regional director. I just don't know if it is possible to have two signatories, one for the SDS and one for the regional director. If it's not possible, then we go back to the old option. That is, regional director will be the signatory. It will just be initialed by the SDS before signature of the regional director is affixed or shall be affixed. Ma'am Marie, how is that? Please help us out po kasi I could not imagine the volume. Imagine 80,000.
Sir, that's why
Yes.
remember, that's why we calibrated what we did for for the implementation for the teachers, where we have the LAC leaders as their master teachers and head teachers, and then their coaches as their SDO and district supervisors. So the only time that things will actually go up if issues or concerns that they need the supervisors, if they need any assistance from us, then any issues that concerning all of these things will be raised to us in the RO. But of course, when it comes to this one, it's going to be the SDO who will actually manage that the certificates, sir. And I agree with the idea that we could be able to go and of course have the regional the regional director to actually have his seal of approval. But when it comes to the validation of the participants' output, it has to be done by the coaches, sir. Not
Not the
but of
regional
course, if
office.
there are but if there are certain issues that they need to be clarified with, then that's the only time that they would be able to go and ask. If they cannot be able to settle that in their own SDO with the assistance of their AS or their SDS, then that's the time that they could be able to go and go up to us in the RO. Yun po. Ganun naman po siya.
Okay,
So yes, sir. So the signatory will still be our regional director, sir. And then yes, we can be able to go and have the SDSs put their initials in the if it's not going to be too much for them, then we can ask them to go and have their initials there to show that they have seen that these are individuals who have passed the validations that they have gone through. Because part of the things that we have to be able to go consider right now, sir, is that whatever it is that they will be producing for the LDM programs or the LDM courses, part of their portfolio, they can use it in two ways. One for their career progression, and the other one is basically for the credit units. And we're working on that as fast as we can, together with the Bureau of the BHROD, Human Resource and Development, concerning how we could be able to go and provide units for all the PD activities of recognized programs of the department, which is why we're going to go and ask you to please go and tell them that they need to be able to prepare all of their outputs very well, because they will be used for all of those things. Kaya po kailangan maayos po talaga yung kanilang ginagawang trabaho pagdating po sa kanilang outputs here. So, hindi lang po certificate ang ibibigay lang sa kanila, kundi yung credit units po. There are other I cannot really discuss with you the options that we have right now, but there are so many things concerning the credit units which will be looked into when it comes to the indicators of our standards. Ganun na po kasi ang tinitingnan sa ngayon. Hindi na lang we're trying to go and make some conversions on how the hours that the civil service would like to go and look at when it comes to providing units for us. Sa atin po kasi indicators na ang titignan, yung standards na. So yung mga ganun pong mga ay madidiscuss po namin sa inyo siguro in the near future. But what we would like to go and see is that once all of these things are together, at least the validation of the things that they have done. Pagka sinabi po, di ba meron po tayo sa LDM1, the principals, meron pong nakalagay po ay kung needs improvement po ba yung kanilang trabaho, di po ba may mga ganun tayo? sa
yes, ma'am.
pag-check po, inaayos na rin po yung pag-validate ng mga materials and how they're going to be graded, or shall we say rated, not really graded, but rather rated based on the outputs that they have. So ang ano po namin, more than the certificate in itself, what we would like to go and see is that uh, the change of paradigm when it comes to them doing their work on the reflections and all that, and the things that the way they log or the way they record what they have done for the lax and maybe for the teachers for their coaching and their TA. Dapat po nare-record nila ng maayos kasi part po ng kanilang portfolio yun. So those things will be rated po. Hindi lang po
Okay.
sila basta-basta bibigyan ng units, basta bibigyan din po sila ng rating doon sa kanilang trabaho. Yun po yung aming gustong i-emphasize. Yun po.
So that means to say, ma'am, it will be subjected to another validation stage, di ba?
Yung pong bali po yung validation po na gagawin po ng kanilang coaches. Yun po yung titignan. Kailangan po nilang kailangan sila po yung magbibigay noon at magsasabi sa atin na okay, the teachers actually have done well. Ganun po ang sistema niyan, ganun po ang mangyayari. Kaya po importante po ang work ng PSDS and SDO division supervisors sa ngayon kasi po talagang we're banking on them on the way they would go and evaluate the work of our teachers and help them as they do their work. Formative po tayo at saka ayun po, summative din po ang gagawin nila talaga. Pero more on the formative. Opo, salamat po.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Marie. So I'd like to make another appeal to all SDOs. I know the work. It's a big task ahead of us, but then it would be bigger in the region if you will not help us. For big divisions, I think strategize. Anyway, we have the district supervisors in charge of the schools in the district. So maybe we can ask the help of our district supervisors and education program supervisors to help us out in the preparation of the certificates of participation to be submitted to the division level, okay, for validation, okay? Because the regional office will work on the issuance of certificates of participation for our school heads, and we have more or less about 3,000, 3,000 in the whole region. So please help us out po. Pakitulungan po kami ulit para po maging magana ang trabaho. Salamat po sa inyong lahat. I just hope there's no violent reaction. If there is, mamaya na lang po natin pag-usapan kung talagang hindi po talaga pwede. Okay po? So I think we have answered the 3 questions in the slides. Unless you have some gray areas for clarification. Okay lang po ba
one here?
Yes, yes,
yes.
Pakibasa, Sir Arnel.
Considering different LDMs, what COTs will be used? That's from Christina Noora.
Okay, Ma'am Marie, would you like to answer that question?
Sir, even though I was once a part of the Bureau of Curriculum and Development, was this that particular thing when it comes to the COT? I think they're devising something there because they know that there are certain changes that are happening when it comes to the observation of the way we observe the teachers. Because before we definitely have face-to-face, there's no problem with that. But I think the OUCI are doing something about it. Concerning if there will be certain changes that will be done, and I think they will be giving you announcements concerning that because no longer the realm of NAYAP as of this time kasi professional development activities
Yes,
po kami.
yes,
But we
po,
will relay that particular concern that you have and then of course tell them that since there are certain things, and I think they know that already kasi nga po we have different modalities and we have to be able to go check on how they're doing it in different modalities po.
Yeah, definitely, Sir Arnel. With the learning delivery modalities that we have this school year, a majority of schools will be adopting the modular. So I just don't know if it is possible to do the classroom observation at this time using the COT, the traditional tool. No? So I think there's really a need for the BHROD to revisit that particular guideline on the use of the COT as an MOD. Okay, thank you.
Okay, there's another question on will evaluate the teachers' modules.
Okay, I think that was very clear earlier. No? If you were listening, we have block leaders at the school level, so they will help, no? Together with the supervisors. No? School heads also will help in the evaluation of modules of teachers.
Okay, and there are some suggestions on the certificates that they can be signed using digitized signatures, like what Vival is doing, Sir Will.
I did my best to convince our regional director, Sir Nick Capulong, that we'll be allowed to use that particular technology in the issuance of our certificates of participation. But then it was rejected. I think for what reason he could not embrace it because of safety. I don't know if there was that particular instance experienced by Sir Nick before that really made him reject the request. I formalized the request, but he called me to his office, and in front of me, he told me that he could not grant the request. So sorry about that. No way po, no way.
Okay, so I think most of the comments agree with the timeline, that it's humane and that it's not it's going to be less pressure on the part of the school heads as well as our teachers and supervisors. The timeline given and presented by Sir Will earlier.
Okay, thank you for that. I know we still have some teachers who are still busy working on the modules, but majority, I think, are already done with the modules. So those teachers who would like to start working on the modules before September 1, because after August 25 and 25, 26, after that week, we can start working on the modules because we are done with the beta testing. Of course, it's not right that teachers who are not involved in the beta testing will be working on the modules on the same dates. Okay, it has to be beta testing should be conducted ahead. But after that, if they are willing to work on it, not actually waiting for September 1, because they want to grab the opportunity of not having so much tasks to do, it's still okay. Those are only subject suggested timelines, but you can do it ahead. Okay, but not hopefully postponing it, because October 5 would be busier months for our teachers, because they would now be focusing on the distribution and retrieval of the modules they will distribute, and the checking of the modules times the number of pupils and students they have. I think that's very taxing on their part. So we decided not to conduct this on October 5 onwards, because it's not proper anymore. So thank you for appreciating and embracing the timeline we suggested a while ago. Thank you po.
Sir
Okay,
William?
and
Yes,
yes, ma'am.
I just would like to emphasize something that was this we
Yes,
would
ma'am.
like.
Please go
Yeah.
ahead po.
One thing we would like to go and tell you is that this particular modules that we're working on, that you will be working on, are basically supposed to uh, help you do your task. We I hope and we hope in NAEP that you will not see this as a burden of sort for you, because there are so many things that you need to be able to go do. But the things that we are going to be asking from you are basically the things that you're working on as coaches, as instructional coaches. And the same thing when we ask the teachers to do certain things inside the classroom, whatever outputs that they have are basically going to go and help them do their work also as teachers, with you as guides for them. And Sir William actually mentioned something about beta testing. I know that Sir William will be having their own orientation for the beta testers, but bear in mind, the 10 chosen individuals will only be scanning and studying the modules for teachers and be looking at them for about 2 to 3 days only. And you only have an 8-item questions that you
Yeah.
need to be able to go and answer concerning the modules that you'll be looking at. And we are very, very conscious of the fact that we don't want to go and give you much burden when it comes to the things that you need to do, because we know that you have a lot of things to do po. So we're trying to do our best to get what we need, and then at the same time give you what you need at this point. Thank you very much po.
Yeah, I have seen it, Ma'am Marie. In fact, I appreciate the beauty of the beta testing because this would give our participants the chance to point out areas for improvement. It's more of critiquing. It's not actually the output that you did before. It's more of critiquing. You're given the chance to write your suggestions and recommendations to improve further the modules. So it's not actually too taxing. They can finish that in an hour or two. No. Okay, so salamat po doon, Ma'am
Yes,
Marie.
yes.
And you are right,
And
Ma'am Marie. You're right, Ma'am Marie, because when Ma'am Ruth did the walkthrough, I saw the beauty of the modules. No, you would notice that it's really a big help for our supervisors, no, to work on the modules because while it is true that we are preparing the modules, no, our teachers are busy preparing the modules. So let's not also forget that these modules would become useless if our teachers, our school heads, our supervisors will not also be prepared in providing the necessary instructional supervision because they were not given training like this. Although it's just modular in approach, I think it's a big help because this would somehow provide them additional insights how to do or how to provide the technical assistance and coaching to our school heads and our teachers. So napakaganda po, very complementary itong ginagawa ng NAFCO, providing modules for our teachers and school heads and supervisors. They complement the preparation of modules po. Thank you.
Colonel, with due respect.
Yes, Sir Ed.
yes, Sir Edgar.
There's another question hanging in there. I don't think it's a question or a suggestion.
Yes, yes.
Joel
What?
Palyari. As we embark
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've seen it, sir?
Yes, I think that was addressed already by Sir Will on different apps that can be used, right,
No,
Sir
it's
Ed?
about on module 2. Can we have an insight-based review? As we embark on to having LDM module 2, can we have an insight-based review of the first module? Can we know how each SDO fared in the previous module? The vital ones may be example issues and best practices, seen that can be or shareable to all concerned SDO better strengthen our attainment of set objectives.
Okay, I think we had presented this during our meeting, no, with the SEPs and SGO audit chiefs. We have identified so far the critical issues and concerns in the implementation of the LDM1. But in case you would like that to be presented again, we will include that presentation this coming August 25 during the orientation for the beta testing. Thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, thank you, Sir Joel from San Fernando Division. Sir Will, that will be August 25 for our
Yes, yes.
rapid.
Yeah, beta testing
So
orientation.
it's a rapid test, beta testing. So it's like going to be a COVID testing. Naka-quarantine na ba yung mga itetest dyan na mga
Yeah, the only difference is that
participants?
the only difference is that there's no virus in the beta testing. Okay, it's very safe and very
Yes.
helpful. Huh?
Yeah. So naka-quarantine na po yan as early as now. Mga
Yeah, I
magiging
think
participants
yeah, we now
rapid
have the list
testing.
according to Brian. We have the list.
Yeah. I
any-
think one comment here in the chat pane somehow gives emphasis on our role as coaches and evaluators is from ASDS Belisa Sanchez of Pampanga. The role that we play as evaluators, technical assistance providers is very crucial since this has an implication on the performance of our instructional leaders, Sir Will.
Yeah, I agree with Ma'am Melissa. Very crucial indeed, no? Because as I said before, modules would become useless if they will not be complemented by providing our teachers and school heads the appropriate technical assistance relative to instructional supervision. So I agree with that. Thank you, Ma'am Melissa, for pointing that out.
Okay, I think that will be all for our chat pane questions, comments, insights, takeaways. We thank those who raised their thoughts and insights and issues and other concerns on the chat pane that gave light to all of us, our participants. For our activity evaluation, again, thank you, Sir Will, for giving us the ways forward after this LDM2 activity to help us get better. We'd like to ask you to evaluate this activity, and which is provided to us on your screen by Sir Edgar. You can go to our link and accomplish the online evaluation form. You may also access the QR code flash on your screen. Please give us your honest feedback. That would include from the top, from our opening program to the sessions, our interactions during the question and answer in the open forum. And we thank you for keeping it up all throughout the presentation. Right now, we have 388 participants during the beginning, and as we were taking off, there were about 450 something. I believe we lost some of them, not really because they left us, but maybe of some technical problems that cannot be avoided. And
I think Sir Arnel, they joined the live streaming. I just don't know how
yes,
many of them.
the live
Yeah.
streaming that's a good way of providing another venue for you to
Yeah.
join us. This is really a big audience for us. It's a first, and those are some glitches that we experienced in the beginning. Mukhang na engross tayo dun sa introduction of participants. We speak on our own language. Naging tuloy-tuloy na we were speaking in tongues without
Yeah,
muting our
Yeah,
microphones.
that's cultural diversity, Sir Arnel. That's cultural diversity. I appreciate the beauty of
Yes,
cultural diversity. Huh?
yes, yes. And nag-progress lang, and until we were able to find a solution. And thankfully, nung nag-start na po yung mga sessions natin, na-minimize naman yung mga distractions. And napakinggan natin, and we're able to really understand the sessions provided to us by our speakers, from Ma'am Marie, our coach from the CO, NEAP, and then Ma'am Eva Imingan pitching in for Sir Nick, also from CO, and of course from HRDD, Ma'am Ruth Jimenez, and finally Sir Will, giving us the timelines as well as the ways forward of this LDM2 implementation. Sir Will?
Okay, I think we don't have
final
announcements anymore, except that on August 25, we shall be having the orientation for the beta testing. Regional memorandum will be issued for this activity. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone. Thank you. Back to you, Sir Arnel.
Okay, so you also have on the screen our link to the instructional coaches resources provided by our technical team headed by Sir Edgar Serrano. You have there the materials, the modules for you to download as coaches, which you can use as materials in the cascading of this activity in your respective SDOs, and which would redound to, of course, to our schools, to our teachers. If you have other questions hanging or left, you may still type them, and we'll find ways on how to reach you and address these matters. So from Ma'am Marie, the modules and other readings are ready for you, but the region will be the one to distribute the links. Thanks for your
Yeah.
engagement, your eagerness to do the task. That's from Ma'am Marie.
Yeah, I have the links, Sir Arnel. It will just be given during the orientation for the beta testing. Thank you.
Okay. So and then congratulatory message from our participants, from our SEPs, Sir Jason Santos, Nicolas Bayan, Dinah, and all the rest. I will not be able to read all of your messages, but we'll keep them in our chat pane. Thank you also to our speakers and everyone. And we thank you once again for joining us, all of us, the district division supervisors, as well as our ASDS, regional technical assistance coaches, in the implementation of the LDM2. Again, from the NAIAP Region 3 and NAIAP CO, we grow, empower, and transform. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day ahead of you.
Thank you.